Hello and welcome to WhiskyAngelz, the cask strength chaos whiskey podcast that takes you around everything to do with anything whiskey. Today we ventured out of the studio and we are at the Edinburgh Fringe, which is right on my doorstep. So we've looked up a whole load of shows which have got whiskey in their title. Now, when you're looking through the Edinburgh Fringe programme, there's a number of whiskey shows you can go to, and today we are with Ben Hunter, who runs Whisky Folklore, which is a fringe show and is on all the way through the Fringe. So, Ben, how are things going? How's the Fringe for you this year?
I mean, it's the Fringe. It's always chaos, but it's chaos that I love. So yeah, it's going well.
Yeah, good stuff. And tell us a little bit about the show then. What's the background to the show?
So 9 years ago, me and my business partner Luca, we set up our own tour guiding company, Little Fish Tours, and we had to do a tour of the Old Town. We had to do a tour of the castle, but we knew that we absolutely did not want to do a ghost tour because ghosts aren't real. It's
quite saturated, I'd imagine, the ghost tour.
So we tried doing a Monsters and Murderers tour because Edinburgh already has like a really Burke and Hare, the body snatching. But that tour didn't sell because why would you come to Edinburgh and do almost a ghost tour when you could just do a ghost tour? Yeah. So that product wasn't working. And then one day I was like, we're doing this wrong. Let's keep the stories, but rather than walking around in the pouring rain, let's sit down in a pub and have a few drams. And then it became Whisky and Folklore. It was just us sitting with folk from around the world sharing whiskey and talking crap.
Which is the way you should be drinking whiskey anyway, isn't it?
Exactly.
Sharing stories. And so, what sort of stories do you cover in the chats?
I mean, the great thing is, depending on the guide, there's so little structure to it. So when I'm doing the stories, I'm talking about how my family got me into drinking whiskey, and we do some of the history of the distilleries, and by the end, I'm linking characters from 17th century Edinburgh to what's the big green guy?
Oh,
the Incredible Hulk.
The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Did the Hulk wasn't filmed here though, was it? They didn't have the Hulk.
No, I don't think the Hulk was here.
No, Marvel did film here for one of the Avengers films, didn't they? Yeah. It's one of those weird things when you watch the Avengers, and I don't know if you're into the Avengers, but I've watched the Avengers film just quite recently, and I'm thinking, right, this is the bit that's in Edinburgh, and of course it's got Cockburn Street, and you can see the castle,
and then you turn a corner, and then you're somewhere else.
Well, there is that. There's always that kind of not quite linking up, but they smashed through the roof of the Waverley station, and they have a fight on top of St Giles, but you never really see Edinburgh. You're kind of just getting that kind of
glimpses, unless you know. So Luke, my business partner, he was living on Cockburn Street as they were filming. Okay. So we were at the windows, and it's amazing what they do in post-production, because when they're all there, they just, like, even the costumes look like bad cosplay.
That's right. Suddenly they get made a lot better with the lighting and stuff like that. No, absolutely. And of course they've got Spider-Man filming in Glasgow at the moment as well. Yeah. So anyway,
Drunk Spider-Man. I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
That'd be a messy morning, just webs everywhere.
Webs everywhere, absolutely. And then again, you see them filming in the streets, and there's explosions, but there's a lot of people just watching from the side of the street, and they're going, so much work is going to have to be done to get rid of all those people that are just watching. But anyway, so in terms of the talks that you do, what whiskies, have you got any favourite whiskies, or do you tend to vary it a bit? Or
I'm rubbish with picking favourites, but Old Pulteney has been a staple of mine for a long time. So we do Old Pulteney, and the idea of this tasting is it's an introduction to Scottish whiskey. So we've got a whiskey from the four main regions of whiskey production in Scotland. We skip out Campbelltown. Sorry, Campbelltown. I mean,
there's less in Campbelltown these days, but there's a few more starting up again.
So we've got a Highland, Lowland, Islay, Speyside, and Old Pulteney. Actually, the whole time we've been running the tastings, Old Pulteney has always been our
Is that your kind of go-to for the Highlands then?
I'm a big fan. Yeah, it's been my go-to for a while now.
And you enjoy? Been up to Wick?
Just the once. And I think probably the best description I've ever heard of Wick is Wick, a place where the men are men and the sheep are afraid. And that was very much kind of the feel I got when I was passing through.
Yeah. It's quite, I mean, you're almost at the end of Scotland.
You can't
up there.
really get, you're basically falling off the edge of the country.
You are falling off the edge of the country. It's quite a nice place to visit. It's got a castle. My producer, who is with us today, hiding in the background, I remember she had to be a substitute hand at Wick Castle, gently stroking a kind of gladiator way, stroking the wall of the castle. But yeah, no, Old Pulteney is a lot of fun. And I think we once filmed a ceilidh up there, and Old Pulteney, it was for Old Pulteney, and we had a lot of locals in, and people were getting redder and redder in the face, and we were just going, we can't show any of this footage, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, there were only limited number of shots, and I think it was mostly of the crew that actually got into it, because we were the ones that were still sober.
wobblier and wobblier.
Yeah, wobblier. But anyway, Old Pulteney and Wick, yeah, great place.
It's a great whiskey, and the distillery's got great history as well.
Mm-hmm. And then you've got you focus with Glenlivet as well.
Glenlivet is the Speyside we're using now. It changes up occasionally, but Glenlivet wouldn't surprise anybody. But it's just a great representation of what a good Speyside whiskey is.
It's a great whiskey, isn't it? And then for Islay, what are you using for Islay?
Bowmore.
Okay.
I think Bowmore. So we used to use Lagavulin years ago. And it was, I mean, it's an Islay whiskey. It was divisive. The people that liked it loved it, but they were very much in the minority a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Bowmore being sherry finished, it's a little more accessible for an Islay whiskey.
Yes. Yeah.
It tends to go over a little bit better than.
It's a bit more middle of the road, but in a good way. You still get that taste of the island.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. The smoke and the sherry finish is it's a lovely combination. Smoke and sweet are just two flavour profiles that go so well together as it is.
Absolutely. And then there's one more.
So the other whiskies are Lowland whiskey. It's a newer distillery. It's called Lochleigh. So Lochleigh, as a farm, the Lochleigh farm has been there, I think, since the 1600s. I know that one of the tenant farmers in the 1700s was Robert Burns, but he had a son who he originally named Robert Burns, and he's the Burns that we're more kind of aware of. And then when the more...
He was the excise one then. He was the one that...
He worked as an excise officer, So sometimes, depending on how the tour's going, I go on a whole thing about tax. I talk a good 20 minutes about whiskey and tax, and Burns was an excise officer. Absolutely.
It seems to be a kind of running thread, because I remember Highland Park as well. There was a guy, the guy who set it up was like a taxman, Magnus Eunson. Good name, Magnus. But yeah, so there seems to be, I can make this work. It seems to go through their heads.
Well, that's it. I mean, if you're in charge of collecting the taxes, you're going to know where to set up your distillery and
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so we're downstairs in the venue, and the venue is...
It's mine.
It's yours.
I don't know how that happened. So the venue is Hot Toddy. It's been open for 2 years now. And basically, we used to run our whiskey tastings just across the road in the Waverley Bar, which is a fantastic little pub. I think the interior probably hasn't been touched since the 60s. At that point, you had it was like the epicenter of the folk revival scene in Edinburgh for a long time. It was just a great pub, a lot of history, but we grew out of that space. So everybody said we wouldn't, so we did, and we ended up opening our own whiskey lounge.
And so this is kind of downstairs under the main area. And it's beautiful area.
It accidentally came in with a restaurant attached to it, so now I also run a restaurant.
As you do.
I'm just making up life as I go along.
Well, that's best way. Aren't we all? Okay, well listen, that sounds absolutely fascinating. Hopefully I'll kind of hang around and see a little bit of the show as well. And anybody that wants to come along, they can book it through the Fringe.
Through the Fringe app. It's every day at 3 and 5:15.
And it's Whisky and Folklore.
Whisky and Folklore, Little Fish Tours. Stick that into Google.
Brilliant. Okay, we will do. Well, thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you.
Good luck with the rest of it.
Cheers.
That's it from WhiskyAngelz today. We've got, I think, one other Fringe episode to come, and we will catch you in that. Thanks very much.